And now we have with us the ambassador of Egypt to Indonesia, ambassador, or His Excellency Bahaa Dessouki. Your Excellency, thank you for being here. It's an honor.
Thank you very much. It's an honor for me to be here today.
So to begin with, sir, I have a questions, but I need to quote from the board member of the Egyptian Tourism Federation that said that definitely an overreaction to the plane crash, and it's effectively affecting the tourism sector badly. And we get the number here. It's plummeted, reached by more than 85% in May compared to last year. So how has this affected the business right there in Egypt?
Well, actually, as you know, that Egypt has been passed by two revolutions, actually, in 5 years only, 2011 to 2013, also two revolutions. And also we are combating terrorism too, because, you know, as after all this, you know, now terrorism is an international phenomena. Every country now has had this problem, actually, you know, so that's why we are combating terrorism. So one of the ways that, unfortunately, the crash of the Russian airline, this is actually affect the tourism, you know, because, you know, most of the tourists, you know, in Egypt, they were from Russia, from Europe, and from Northern Europe, you know. So, and now we looked for our friends in order to help us in this matter. Of course, now the security position is much better than before, and also the airports now, it is more secure than before too, as the European and the Russian they need. And also we are targeting, you know, other markets, you know, that can, you know, in Asia and in Indonesia, of course, you know.
Yeah, let's talk more about that, like these several travel restrictions from the big markets, big partners markets, and the tourist authority already mentioned about the tapping another market, and you mentioned Indonesia is one of them. But can you tell us more about it? Which other countries that you're tapping other than Indonesia?
Well, actually China, of course, you know, because, you know, now we have charter flights from China directly to Aswan and Luxor, and even Hurghada now, it's a new charter flight. And of course, from Indonesia, we are targeting our brothers here, you know, because we know that the Indonesian market is a big one. And also you are visiting a lot of countries, you know, in the Middle East, especially for Hajj and Umrah and for the Holy Land in Beit Lahma and Jerusalem. So we wanted in the beginning to have some, to pass by Egypt, you know, for 2-3 nights, you know, to spend in Egypt, and then you can go to your destination. But now we are working, you know, actually at the embassy now we are working to make Egypt as a final destination. That we have a lot of, you know, tourist, you know, sites, which is I believe that our brothers in Indonesia they are interested in. So that's why we are working together in order to attract our brothers in Indonesia to visit Egypt and see all the tourist sites.
And with that commitment, how about the safety perspective there? Is it already tackled, done well by the government at the moment?
Yes, of course. Now security is much better than before. It's almost, you can say that we have realized, you know, or achieved around 90% or 95% from security. We have even, you know, there were some groups, you know, in northern Sinai only, and we are combating them, and we are almost, inshallah, we are about to finish them by the few months, you know, coming few months. So this is, security now is safe. Egypt is safe, and as you know that we have organized some fam trips, you know, to Egypt, fam trips to Egypt, and they are even visiting everywhere in Egypt. They visit Luxor and Aswan, Cairo, and Alexandria, and, you know, we have been invited almost more than 30 travel agencies from Indonesia here to see and to go and to see what is the situation, actually the acute situation in Egypt. So well, it is safe now and secured, and I believe that it's time now that every tourist, you know, and our brother in Indonesia to go more and more to visit Egypt.
And now let's focus more into Egypt and Indonesia relation, especially if we focus on tourism sector. So we mentioned earlier about the direct flights that planned by the Egypt, of course, to Indonesia as well. But what other actions that, or what kind of agreements that already created by both governments in order to to uplift the situation there, especially in the tourism sector?
Well, actually, that we are now in the embassy, we are organizing, some fam trips, as I told you, now to visit Egypt for travel agencies and even, media from Indonesia also, in order to reflect the situation in Egypt, there by themselves. And also, we are working with the Tourism Council in Egypt, in order to offer to provide some, offers to our Indonesian, the Indonesian groups and the brothers, to have a good offers in order to visit Egypt also for the trips, and also of course, for securities. And we are planning, Egypt Air now is working only twice. We are planning to increase the flights to be 4 times per week, and till we reach it every day. This is our target actually, to work every day, but let's take it step by step. Step by step. So it's, we are looking for four flights per week.
So what kind of target are we looking at here in terms of number of tourists you like to attract more to come to your country?
Yeah. We are, that Indonesia is a big country. We consider it, it's a brotherly country, and it's a big country too. And of course, we are looking, we want millions, of course, from Indonesia, So this is what we need actually. But I know that a lot of my brothers here in Indonesia, they want to visit Egypt, because Egypt, it has even, religious, you can say that religious sites even, for Muslims and Christians, and also we have some old civilizations. As you know, that Egypt has more than half of the antiquities in the world, so it can attract all type, or all kind of people, to come and to see all what they want to see actually for civilizations and religious sites.
And in terms of coordinating and uplifting the relation between these two countries, Indonesia and Egypt, what other sectors that you need to focus on right now other than tourism?
Well, actually, as you know, that we have a very excellent relations in political sector, and in economical sector also. You know that our trade between our two countries now is the volume of trade is about $1,450,000,000. Of course, the balance of trade in favor of our brothers here in Indonesia, but this doesn't bother us. Because we know that we need some commodities and some goods from Indonesia here, and we take it in the best prices, And also you need some commodities from us and goods, and it is with a good price also to Indonesia. So both of us, we are benefiting of this kind of relation, and we are targeting even to increase it more and more in the future, And this is one of the sectors that we consider it is very important, of course, economically. And for investment too, we are working together in this sector, on this area. But unfortunately, till now, it is not very active. I mean,
Why is that?
Because I believe that, to be active for investment, so you have to encourage the private sector.
Yeah.
And the private sector here, we have a businessman council, Egyptian Indonesian Businessman Council. We have formed already the Egyptian side, but unfortunately, till now, the Indonesian side has not been formed yet. So I believe this is one of the tools that will active this kind of investment, to tackle each other, to tackle the investment in Cairo, in Egypt, and to tackle the investment in Indonesia.
And one more sector, if I'm not mistaken, is education.
Yes, education. Of course, we have a very excellent relations in education between our two countries. As you know, that we have in Al-Azhar Sharif, we have a lot of Indonesian students are there. Now, before it was only, for Al-Azhar, it was only 20 scholarships. Now, after the visit of the Grand Sheikh of Al Azhar, to Indonesia, so it became 100 scholarship. And also we have envoys from Al Azhar also here in Indonesia. They are 29 and working. We are working together in this type. And there are some projects, but it's still working. They are still working on together concerning to have a university, one in Alexandria and one here in Indonesia. So, but still they are still this project. The two partners now they are working on it, and also for investment. Also, there is one of the let's say the famous businessman, Egyptian businessman, Mr. Samih Sawiris. Also, he came here to Indonesia, and he has his partner here, and they are going to have a huge project, housing project actually. Right. So this is also one of the areas that we are working together.
Okay, Your Excellency, thank you so much for your time, for being here in our
Thank you
show,
very much.
MarketPlace.
It's an honor for me. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.